and the only colour on her agenda is the one she got in Osaka. She's the reigning Olympics, is now moving up onto the shoulder of Messeret de Far. Checker is there as well for Spain, but it's still the Polish athlete from Deriba, Ayana, and Messeret de Far in fourth.
Well, an interesting fact is that Mercy Chirono, the top Kenyan, is literally just shadowing Messeret de Far. Wherever de Far is, you can see just behind Mercy Chirono is looking at her shoulder. And I think that's what's going to be the tactics for the Kenyans. Just follow de Far. Whatever she does in terms of tactics, just match as much as they can.
It's still far too slow, really, for any of these athletes to be trying to put de Far under pressure. They've almost got the same problem they had with Mo Farah. If they run it fast, she can live with the pace. If they go slow and try and burn her up on the last lap, they may well find they play second fiddle. 75 seconds. This is cruise control at the moment for Messeret de Far. They've gone through 2,000 metres. They are approaching the half.
Well, it is. It's allowing the likes of Checker of Spain to get up there. Hoddle of the United States is moving, and so too Roby. The two Americans have now found themselves in with a chance. They've moved up. And Checker now has decided that it's too slow. She's pushed on.
Mercy Chirono, as Steve was saying, is right behind Messeret de Far. The Olympic champion is quite happy to sit in behind her two compatriots, as Checker, semi-finalist in the World Championships over 1,500 metres back in Osaka, the same year that de Far won the 5,000 metres for the first of what she hopes is 2 times.
Takes his next effort.
Back to this cagey 5,000 metres. Still Dolores Checker of Spain is leading, and still the 3 Ethiopians, Deriba, Ayana and Messeret de Far, exactly where she's been all the way through this race, as now Ayana decides to hit the front, but having done so, she hasn't really injected any kind of pace, and de Far just finds herself meandering through the field up to second place, but Chirono is chasing her down.
Well, very slow, isn't it? 9:18, 18:85 at 3K, and the last 2 kilometre points, both in 3:04.
Well, it's a question mark really as to why they're letting this happen, because as everybody knows, de Far is one of the fastest runners ever over this distance, over the last 400 metres. Kibiwot, though, is shadowing the 2 of the Ethiopians moving ahead now. De Far just literally just locked in behind the 2 Kenyans at the moment in 5th place, but she won't worry about that. It's still a long way to go yet.
So, slightly quicker on that lap. Ayana is leading. Messeret de Far is in the lead now. Next time round there will be 3 laps to go, and now she's in second place, and there's a gap growing back to the athletes in 6th, 7th and 8th. It's the Americans and the Dutchwoman Kauken, because we now have 3 Ethiopians and 2 Kenyans out in front. It's Ayana leading, Messeret de Far in second place.
Well, Kibiwot there is just shadowing, and also Chirono on the inside there. They're literally just waiting for the big effort from de Far, the 2 Kenyans. They've yet to see whether they can match her really over this last part of the race.
Inside 3 laps to go now. Almaz Ayana, the second fastest athlete in the world this year, is leading. She's trying to begin to stretch it out. Messeret de Far is tucking in for the ride. Mercy Chirono 3rd, and Viola Kibiwot hanging in to 4th place. Deriba has been dropped, so 5 become 4, and still Ayana pushing the pace.
Well, Ayana this is the sort of tactic Ayana has got to use, only because it's good for her and good for her compatriot de Far behind, because it's pushing it and making the other Kenyans behind stretch out.
Well, earlier this year, I watched Messeret de Far win one of the Diamond League races, and her acceleration in the last lap was almost ridiculous. It was reminiscent of Haile Gebrselassie in his prime over 10,000 metres, making world-class opponents look like they were wading through treacle. Ayana leads then. Messeret Defar in second, but still Mercy Chirono and Viola Kibiwot in third and fourth.
2 laps to go now in the women's 5,000 metres final, and it is another battle between Ethiopia and Kenya. Ayana, the fastest in the field at the moment this year, leading them through. Defar tucked in nicely. The 2 Ethiopians at the moment are laying it down to the Kenyans behind Chirono and Kibiwot. But at the moment, there's no gap developing. They're hanging on. Less than 600 metres or 600 metres to go in the 5,000 metres. And it's going to be a battle royal over the last 400 metres, I'm sure.
Well, what's the next chapter in this illustrious Rift Valley rivalry? Ethiopia 1 and 2, Kenya 3 and 4. Messeret Defar trying to regain the crown she secured in such style 6 years ago. She's right there, ready to pounce. Ayana trying to hang on. Mercy Chirono has been tracking Messeret Defar all the way through the race, but now this is where we get to find out what she's got. Inside the last lap now, Ayana still leading. Messeret Defar in second place. Chirono and Kibiwot has been dropped. These 3 should be the medalists, but which will be the order? And when will Messeret Defar decide to strike?
Well, she's pushing hard now. She's going to come past on the back straight, but Chirono is still there. Stride for stride, it's going to be a last 200-metre push. And here we go. Defar is now pushing on. Can it be matched?
Messeret Defar is stretching away. Mercy Chirono is having a battle with Ayana. It's not a definitive gap yet, but it's starting to grow. Defar can sense the title is coming to her. The gap's getting bigger. Chirono's tiring. She's coming past Ayana. She's going to move into silver medal position, but it's not going to stop Messeret Defar. The Olympic champion is once again the world champion. They played into her hands, and they could not match her speed on the last lap. She too, just like Tirunesh Dibaba, can now take her place alongside some of the all-time greats. Her name is etched in the history books of greatness.
Well, wonderful, wonderful run. Before the race, there was a question mark over whether anybody else could really hold a candle to this woman. And I think at the end, there really wasn't. She really did do everything absolutely correct in that race. And even though they tried, Chirono tried, but over the last 200 metres, she opened up a gap of 15 to 20 metres. And that's the speed, that's the acceleration that you need in these type of races to win championships. You can run fast times, you can win the Diamond Leagues, but if you come to a championship...
Well, Messeret Defar there, brilliant English immediately after her race, saying that it was indeed a team affair. Ayana leading those last few laps, using her strength to burn off most of them. But Chirono of Kenya was able to split the Ethiopians, but she wasn't able to get past Messeret Defar. There she is, twice Olympic champion, and now regaining the world title she won in 2007. Paula Radcliffe, the world record holder from Britain for the marathon, presenting the medals there. That's delightful for Paula, whose husband Gary and the children are back home in the UK. But Defar, well, she is one of the few that could sprint off the fabulous pace laid down by her compatriot Ayana. 8:35, the last 3 kilometres. Ethiopian women then complete the double in the long distances here in the Luzhniki. Dibaba the gold in the 10,000 a few nights ago, Defara gold here tonight.